Hi, my name is Diane Campione, and I am very fortunate to be able to have this opportunity to speak about how I've used the services of Skip of New York. My son Christian, who in 2000 was diagnosed with autism, and when your child gets diagnosed, they give you a stack of books and say, go out into the world, and nobody gives you direction, nobody says who to call or what the next step is. So I was not a parent that was in denial. I immediately went and did research on autism, and I read everything I possibly could about autism. I'm one of the fortunate parents because I do work for New York Public Library, so I had resources at my fingertips. And then some time down the road, the late Senator Markey had told me about Skip of New York and how case management is so beneficial to families. And I use the word fortunate because they are a 24-hour advocate for our children. And what I have found is at any time, cutting through the paper trail that follows you when you have a child with a disability, they are there to help navigate. I have used them at every turn of his childhood into his teens, and he'll be 17 in a few weeks. And I also find that many parents leave with the diagnosis and they're not told how important it is to have case management. I'm still learning things. At my last home visit, I learned that I can have somebody come and teach my son how to take care of things, how to work in the kitchen, how to make a bed. And I didn't know that, so I'm still learning. I'm learning every day. One of my favorite stories of Skip of New York is my son was in a contained special ed school the early years, and I was having issues with him getting supportive services. I needed him to have a bus para and a classroom para. And unfortunately, I had to retain an attorney and go to a hearing. And at the pre-hearing, I was told he needed an updated evaluation. And it was like a Friday, and the hearing was Tuesday, and I said, how am I going to get this done? And I called our case manager and told her the situation, and she said, let me see what I can do. And she made a phone call, called me back and said, can you come in? I believe it was a Sunday that I went, and said, the office is closed, we are renovating, and you're going to come in, it's going to look like it's an abandoned building, but we do have the psychologist here. We'll do an evaluation for Christian, and you'll have it by Tuesday when the hearing was. And I thought, well, okay, how good can this evaluation be? Well, it turned out that we went on a Sunday to the building, which was closed. There were tarps everywhere, paint cans, sheetrock. It really was a mess. And then we were ushered into a room, and there was the psychologist there, and he did an evaluation on my son, and lo and behold, I had it in time for the hearing. When I tell people stories like that, they're amazed because as I said, it's a 24-hour job. The idea that they knew that they were there to advocate on behalf of my son, to advocate on behalf of the parents, is very important. There have been other things that I'll call a crisis along the way that parents with children like my son Christian face, and I know that I have that advocate. I know that I have somebody that I can call that will help me, that will direct me to the resources that I need. I do find, unfortunately, in my field that there are many parents that don't know about organizations such as Skip of New York, who don't know that there is Medicaid waiver, who don't know that if your child is hospitalized, what are your rights, even workshops on how to better advocate for your children. It saddens me to know that many people, when they leave with that diagnosis, really don't have anywhere to go. So as often as I can, I do tell families that I come in contact with about Skip of New York, and I know many of them today still use the services, and I check back with them, and they're all very pleased with it. So for me, it has been a wonderful partnership. I call them part of a partnership because, as I said, they are. It's part of team building. It's part of building a team around your child that has a disability. Now he's going into adulthood, and I will need them more than ever because there are a lot of obstacles I know I'm going to face, but I am confident knowing that I have them behind me to help pave the way.